barely made it. I don't even know how long I'll be able to film this before he starts crying, but let's see how it goes. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kissa. I'm a first-time mom, entrepreneur, wife, all those great things, and I'm based in the suburbs of Los Angeles, California. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my essentials / must-haves for the first 4 weeks after having my son Micah. The things that just kept me sane, that kept me somewhat organized and somewhat put together and just aware of what was going on with my business, with my new family, all of those things. So if that interests you, please keep on watching. The first necessity that I definitely have is my iPad. My iPad Pro is the 11-inch iPad Pro. I have the Apple Pencil and the smart cover that goes with it. I cannot live without this thing. Being able to watch YouTube videos while I'm feeding, being able to work remotely, check my email, and just operate my business, on top of being able to take care of my son, is so important. And this thing is super easy to take around with me. It's mobile. The battery life is great. So compared to having a laptop, which I used to have, I've actually been using my iPad so much more. And now, not just for professional reasons or for business reasons, but also for personal reasons. Another must-have for me is my Hydra Flask. I am currently breastfeeding my son, and to be able to produce the amount of breast milk that I need to stay hydrated. And so I drink 3 to 4 of the, I think it's 40 something ounce Hydra Flasks a day at minimum, just to keep myself hydrated. I've also noticed that I'm extremely thirsty all the time. So I like to have my Hydra Flask on me, just nearby, so that I can go ahead and take a sip whenever I need to quench that thirst. On top of that, I have one of those tops that has the straw in it where you can fold it down and then lift it up when you're ready to take a drink. And I think that is so important too, because most of the time I'm feeding, I am sitting on a couch or in this armchair, and if it falls over, it doesn't spill. So that also is really helpful to keep everything somewhat clean. It's just one less thing to clean up. So Hydra Flask or some kind of hydration bottle is something you'll definitely need if you're going to be breastfeeding. Another thing that I can't live without, as I mentioned, I'm breastfeeding, is the Boppy pillow. I've heard great things about other nursing pillows, but the one that I happen to be using is the Boppy, and I actually love it. Granted, I don't have anything to compare it to compared to just regular old pillows, but in comparison to just regular pillows, I feel like the Boppy really helps me have my son at the correct height that I need. My arms don't get tired. It's just a really easy way to be able to breastfeed him. So can't live without a nursing pillow, that's for sure. The next thing that I use on a regular basis is a baby tracker app. And the one that we use is, let me look it up here. It's actually just called Baby Tracker. I love it because, one, it's available on the iPad as well as the iPhone. I don't know if there are any, or if they have an Android app, but for the iOS system, it syncs across all devices, and I can invite my husband to be able to track as well. So if I need him to input a feed, or if he changes a diaper, he can log all those things. And the reason why a lot of my relatives were like asking, why do you need to track whether he poops or pees and how many times a day or whatnot, is because when Micah was first born, my breast milk didn't come in right away, and he was losing weight really fast. And so his pediatrician and the lactation consultants at the hospital were suggesting to supplement with formula, which we did to make sure that he wouldn't lose that much weight. But we wanted to make sure that I was feeding him on a regular schedule. We just wanted to make sure that he was healthy. And with the drastic weight gain that he had, we wanted to make sure that we were just doing everything we could. And it just became a habit. Now that he's, 5 weeks old, we might let off it soon, but you never know, especially when it comes to his weight gain. It's something that I'm always worried about. I want to make sure that he is gaining the proper amount of weight. So I want to make sure if the doctor asks, if his pediatrician asks, how many times do you feed him a day? How many wet diapers does he have? How many dirty diapers does he have? I can answer those questions, and that baby tracker app helps me do so. Another necessity, something that I couldn't live without, I still use and love, is the Haka pump. I have the Haka brand. I have two. I have one that is 4 ounces, and I believe the larger one that's 5 ounces. I love both of them. I don't have any experience using any other silicone breast pumps. I imagine that they would be the same. I've seen other YouTube videos with other moms that have tried other brands and they say it works the same, but I have used just exclusively the Haka brand, and honestly, I just absolutely love it. I actually prefer it over the electric pumps. One, because the smaller 4 ounce I can use when I'm feeding Micah on one side. I can attach it to my other breast and collect and start my stash. And if it wasn't for that Haka pump, I definitely would not have a breast milk stash at all. I had a hard time getting my breast pump through my insurance, and because I knew that I was going to get one through my insurance, I didn't want to pay for an electric breast pump. So having that Haka, I purchased it before I gave birth. Having that has definitely helped me build a stash, and truth be told, I've built a pretty significant stash. I think I have like over 1,300 milliliters just with the Haka alone. So that being said, I don't really take the time out to pump. I only attach it when I'm feeding him, or maybe right after or right before. So it has been really, really helpful, considering that, you know, every mom is extremely busy, but every waking moment that I have where he is not attached to me, I'm trying to film videos like this. I'm trying to run our restaurant, everything that's going on with this pandemic right now, and trying to figure out the new routine for our restaurant. It's just been a lot more work for me on the entrepreneurial side. So being able to just pump while breastfeeding has been so great, and the Haka lets me do that anywhere, wherever I need to be. As far as clothing, I'm gonna double this up for myself and for Micah. For Micah, I definitely recommend the zipper onesies that have the little booties and the little like the little hand covers. Micah loves to touch his face, and I'm sure he's not the only baby, and we've had instances where he's like scratched his face because he didn't have gloves on or whatever. And so those newborn onesies that have the little glove things were so helpful, because I felt like, you know, when we put gloves on him and we would put him down in his bouncer or his rocker, next thing you know, we would walk away and his glove would be gone and he has scratches all over his face. And then on top of that, it's so easy to check his diaper and change him out when the zipper starts from the bottom. Make sure that it zips up versus zipping down. That way, if you need to check his diaper, or if it's in the middle of the night, you need to change him, it's so easy to just zip it up, take him out of it, change him out, and put it back down, versus having to like unzip it from the top, completely undo him, and then change him. He got so fussy when we were trying to change him, and he would get really cold, so he would start crying in the middle of the night. It would wake him up and all of this. So those sleepers are so helpful. I honestly have not put him in anything else except for onesies and sleepers. For me as a mom, basic tees are everything. One, because I don't feel, you know, the most glamorous. I don't feel like I don't feel so great. My body is still kind of doing its thing and trying to bounce back from pregnancy and giving birth. So I went to the men's section at Target, bought some crew neck white t-shirts from the men's section in extra large. I'm wearing this basic striped one from H&M. Just basic t-shirts that are loose. just make me feel the most comfortable. And then on top of that, they're easy to breastfeed in. And then in the clothing category, moms that are breastfeeding or pumping, you definitely need nursing bras. So I got some from Motherhood Maternity. I also got some from Target, but definitely get nursing bras. You're not going to be sorry. It's just a given. You got to have some. And then going off tangent on that, but somewhat related, breast shells. Off tangent on that, but somewhat related, breast shells. I will link the ones that I use on Amazon. I got them from Amazon. I'll link them down below if you're interested in them. But as a new mom, first time mom, I was very unaware of the breastfeeding journey and what it would be like to breastfeed my son. I just thought in my head, yeah, it's gonna be hard because of the time commitment, but also I didn't realize what it does to your body, what it does to your breasts, what it does to you mentally in good ways and bad. So one of those things that I experienced was sore breasts, chafing nipples, that type of thing. And sorry, TMI, but those breast shells were a godsend. Okay, and then off the topic of TMI things, the next thing that I definitely recommend for the entrepreneurs, the mompreneurs out there, is Google Drive. Google Drive and Google Apps is what I use to be able to stay on top of everything for my business. So as an entrepreneur that is a first-time mom that is on maternity leave, I have had to make adjustments. If you didn't know, I made a video about it in my last video of how I've had to go remote because I am on maternity leave, but my business still has to keep running and operating without me. So I use Google Apps and Google Drive to sync all of the devices that I have here at home, including my iPad, my phone, the devices at work. They're all synced, and that's how we share documents. We do spreadsheets on there. I use Google Forms. I use it all so that I can get all that data and information on all the devices. I also use Google Calendar, Gmail, all of that with my team so that nothing gets missed. To be able to input new availability for work hours, to be able to communicate with me what got done at the restaurant while I'm away, to be able to create a grocery list, that type of thing. Google Drive and Google Apps has been absolutely necessary to be able to keep the business running afloat. Another thing that I couldn't live without in the first 4 weeks, and I can't live without now, is YouTube. I am obsessed with YouTube, especially in the middle of the night if I have, in the middle of the night if I have nothing to do while I'm breastfeeding. I definitely go onto my YouTube app, look for something to watch to help me pass the time. And the last recommendation that I have is a bottle system. So to be able to have my sanity and to be able to get Charlie, my husband, involved more closely into feeding and just creating that bond with him and Micah is to be able to bottle feed so that it's not just me and the pressure is off of me sometimes to be able to feed him. I did extensive research on what kind of bottle system I felt would work best for us. Granted, this bottle system might not work well for everyone, but for us, it was a great option. Even if you're if you're just exclusively breastfeeding for now, but you're planning on being able to go back to work or being able to, go out and have someone else to take care of your baby while you're on a date night or something like that, you need some kind of bottle system. And the one that we use is the Kiinde Bottle System, and I absolutely love it. One, because Micah is still learning how to bottle feed. He's very used to breastfeeding, and it's not that he won't take a bottle, which is great. It's just that some of the nipples on the bottles are just too much of a fast flow for him, and it causes him to choke on the breast milk as it comes down. They have these recyclable bags that you can use. So you can either use a pump and directly pump into the plastic bags, and then from there you can freeze them, refrigerate them, and then when you're ready to feed, you just click it into the bottle, put the correct nipple on, and you're good to go. I don't love that I have to use bags all the time, but truth be told, I was using them prior to finding the Kiinde system because I was building up a stash and I was already using storage bags for my breast milk. So if I'm already going to use it and then pour that milk into a bottle, why not just use that bag and feed straight from the bag? So that was my thinking of it. On top of that, Kiinde bags are recyclable, which is great. So what I do is I put them aside, and then when the bag fills up, I go ahead and recycle them. As your baby grows, so does the Kiinde system. So right now he's using the nipples with the green cap on it. I think that's for like newborns. And then there's 2 other bottle nipple sizes that you can get that has a faster flow. And then the system also graduates into solid foods, which is great. If you are interested in the Kiinde system, I can do a video about that. If you'd like, just let me know. But I also have a link in the description below to be able to get a free starter set. I do get a small commission, so if you are interested, please click that link. It'll help support me, it'll help support my new growing family, and I'd appreciate it so much. That's it for my essentials video. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment below on what your essentials are, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Till the next one, have a great day. Bye.